Hi, I thought I'd show you my guitar collection today. I've been watching a lot of guitar collection videos on YouTube lately, so I thought I'd show you mine. So we're here in my basement man cave. Alright, first up, this one here, it's a 2012 Gibson Les Paul Jr. Special. It has the baked maple fretboard. Fretboard's bound also, which I think is pretty cool. Kind of unusual for a special. Has two P90s. Alright, here is a Fender USA Highway 1 Telecaster. The pickguard that came with was white, and so I bought a black one. It didn't fit. I bought another black one. It didn't fit. So I took the original one and spray painted it black and bolted it on there. It has the ashtray bridge, and I usually don't play it with a cover on it, but when it's sitting around, I like to stick it on there because it looks kind of cool. Alright, this one here is a Gibson Les Paul Standard Plus. It's a 2003 wine red. If there was more natural light in here, you could see that the flame on it is kind of unusual. It's a wider flame. It looks almost quilt-like, but not quite quilt-like, but the flame is it's wide, spaced apart. It's kind of weird looking. I have those Rocksmith strings on there. You know, that video game Rocksmith, and the colored strings go with the game. And of all of my Les Pauls, this is the heaviest one I have. It's about 9.5 pounds. Pretty heavy. Yep, here is my Les Paul Traditional. It's a iced tea burst, and it has a little chunkier neck on it, which I like. Okay, over here, Gibson Firebird in classic white. I put those little knobs on there. They're kind of like telly style knobs. The set screw, black metal, and it has Seymour Duncan pickups. The cool thing about these guitars is they put these banjo style tuners on there. So when you turn those, it actually raises and lowers those pegs, so it sucks the string down to tighten them. Instead of the strings winding around something, they just go up and down in there. Okay, Firebird. Okay, this is an SG Standard. This is a Natural Burst. I believe this is a 2001. I don't know what kind of pickups are in it by name, but I do know that they are pretty hot. And when you're playing like hard rock, they sound great. The one thing that I don't like as much about this guitar is that the fretboard it's rosewood, but it's actually pretty light in color. I don't hate it, but I really prefer a dark rosewood if I had the choice. But this is really lightweight, and it's really comfortable to play. You would think that most SGs have slimmer necks, but this one isn't chunky, but it is more rounded than you might expect. I don't know. I have this mini tune system on the back. I saw it in the local classifieds for $100 last year. Somebody had taken it off of a 2014 Gibson, sold it for $100, and so I snatched up and put it on there. It's not my favorite thing. It's kind of gimmicky, but it's kind of fun to play around with. Okay, this is my Fender acoustic. See, I got my sticker on there, the Extraordinaires. This is a pretty cheap Fender guitar. A friend of mine sold it to me a long time ago. Probably almost 15 years ago. I bought it for $40. It came in a pack that came with like a tuner and a poster with the chords names and shapes and stuff. I put a bunch of stickers on the back. Some of those stickers are from those little vending machines for 50 cents. But for a while, this was my only acoustic. I had bought and sold a lot of guitars over the years, but at the time when I bought that, I didn't have an acoustic guitar and I was low on cash, but I wanted one, so my friend was nice enough to sell that to me. Okay, this is my wife's guitar. It's a Daisy Rock girl guitar. So the neck is quite slim, both the width and the front to back. It's really slim. Girls usually have smaller hands, so this was built for girl hands. It has those daisy inlays, nice blue burst, and this is an acoustic electric. Has a built-in tuner. It's built like an Ovation. It has a plastic back and sides. Pretty inexpensive, and for what it is, it's actually awesome. Okay, coming around here, this is my Olympic White American Standard Stratocaster. It came with a white pickguard, but I bought that pickguard off eBay and $10 and put it on there just to make it look a little different. This sounds and plays exactly like you would expect a nice Fender to sound like. Okay, this is my Gibson ES335, and this model is not the normal 335. This one's called the Fat Neck, and it's because obviously the neck is fat, but it doesn't seem like a baseball bat to me. It seems just about like my Les Paul traditional neck. It's definitely fatter, but it isn't huge. And all of my other Gibsons are Gibson USA. This one, the case says Gibson Custom on it, and it has a certificate of authenticity book that it came with. So I don't know if that means it's a custom shop one or it's just a special one. I don't know. But anyway, it has that, and it has the Kluson tuners, which I kind of like on a 335. And my favorite guitarists are Bernard Butler and Johnny Marr, and they're pretty well known for playing a Gibson 355, the ES355, which this one isn't. That one, the 355, is kind of like the deluxe version of this, but this does pretty well. 57 classic pickups in there. Okay, this one is Heritage Cherry Sunburst, Gibson Les Paul Standard, 2012. Grover tuners, Burstbucker Pros. I love the finish on this one because the burst never gets to yellow. It stays orange. So it's kind of cool that it's a darker, it doesn't get to that light orange in the burst. This one also has these push-pull pots, so you can do the coil tap or the other things they do at a phase. This has Burstbucker Pros, and my Les Paul Standard Plus, the wine red one you saw earlier, has the same pickups. So I'm thinking of getting changing the pickups out on my other guitar to something different, because even they have the same pickups. They don't sound exactly the same, but they are similar, so I'm thinking of trying something different on the other guitar. Okay, this here, this is the American Standard Telecaster, the regular kind of Fender Burst. The pickup set that's in it is the Broadcaster Twisted Tele set. They started putting in 2011, I think. The thing I love about Telecasters is the bridge pickup. The thing I love about Stratocasters is the neck pickup. And with this set, it kind of makes the neck pickup sound like a Strat. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds on this guy. Okay, over here, this is a made in Mexico Fender Telecaster. A friend of mine in the 90s painted this for me, like the Union Jack. And I love this guitar. I've had it for a long time now. Probably bought it in about 1997. Has a 5-way switch and that humbucker in the neck position. When I originally took this apart, I didn't really know how to put it back together, so I took it to a shop and they put it back together, but it was a bunch of kids and they didn't know what they were doing either. So basically only one position sounded good of the 5 pickup selections, and I just played it on that one position always. Then about 4 years ago, I took it to Guitar Center, to the shop in there, and they wired it up so all 5 positions work now, which is good. Okay, this is my flea bass. This is the model is the street bass, and I have 2 of these. I bought them both off eBay when they were cheap. If you look for these now, they're a little more expensive, but the first one I bought was like $120, and then the second one I got was $100. So I got 2 of these flea basses for $220, and for a cheap bass, these are great. Plus, they kind of look cool, and they don't make them anymore. I actually have a Fender American Standard jazz bass as well, but a friend of mine is borrowing it. Okay, this is my main acoustic. It's a Taylor GS8 Grand Symphony 8. It has the expression system. It's kind of a bigger body. It has rosewood back and sides, which is kind of unusual for an acoustic. And when you think of a big-bodied guitar, you think it's going to sound kind of deep, and this one does, but it's very loud also. And when I think of a loud acoustic guitar, sometimes I associate a loud acoustic guitar with a bright-sounding guitar, but this one's actually loud and deep-sounding, which is kind of cool. Okay, this is my Gibson SG61 reissue. 57 classic pickups. That's the proper look for an SG, the red with a small pick guard in my mind. So that's the 61 reissue SG. This guy, Fender Stratocaster, it is a USA Lone Star from the late 90s. So you've got this Seymour Duncan Pearly Gates bridge pickup, and it's hard to tell, but there's a bit of flame on that neck, and it's kind of a bonus. It's kind of hard to see there. Over here, Gibson Les Paul Studio. This was a cherry, faded cherry, and I picked it up really cheap, $350, including the hard shell case. But it was really dinged up. Like, it had been worn through the finish in a few spots. There was a couple nicks out of it. So I have a friend at my work who took some Bondo and actually filled in the holes and primered it. And then we had a guy paint it. And the paint he used is the paint used for painting auto frames, so it's really hard. It had black plastics, but I bought and put on the cream plastics with those reflectors. It's stock electronics. People like this one when they see it because the color kind of jumps out at you. It's not a usual Les Paul color rather. And then finally, this is 2006 Les Paul Standard Transparent Amber. Let's see. One of my favorite TV shows is The Mighty Boosh, and let's see if that'll focus on there. So on my selector switch it says Howard and Vince. And it's focusing. Anyway, this has Seymour Duncan Fat Cat pickups. Those are P90 pickups in a humbucker sized housing. Makes it sound different. And that's a 2006 transparent amber. Amp wise, I have this guy here. It's a Fender Hot Rod DeVille 410. And then I actually have another one right here. This is the same exact amp. Fender Hot Rod DeVille 410. I have two of them. The last one I bought just because I saw it in the local classifieds for such a great deal that I just snatched it up, and now I have two for kind of no reason. So maybe I'll sell one. You could say my main amp is this one though. It's a Fender Twin Reverb. It's a reissue, a more modern one. And then this is where I watch television here, and so I'll play guitar while I'm watching TV a lot. So this is the amp I actually usually use, this little 8-inch. That is a Roland Microcube, and probably 95% of the time I plug into an amp, it's that little guy there. Okay, so that is the collection, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you later.